Welcome to the Fortress Fitness Lifestyle podcast series, where we cater to you mind, body, and soul, with host Victor Francis and his special guests tackling diet, exercise, diabetes, and much more. Tune in every Saturday at 7 p.m. This podcast is brought to you in part by Virtus Cove VA Services and Abini Pro Fitness.
Hey, good night, good night, good night. Once again, is your boy Vic from Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Magazine. Welcome everybody to this another episode of Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Magazine podcast. And I just want to say thanks to everybody for for supporting the brand, supporting the movement, supporting the cause of health and wellness. And every Saturday when we come here, we always have an interested guest that motivate you, inspire you, right? And just keep us believing that we can be more than we can be by overcoming adversity to a better place, right? And tonight, I have with me, a special guest tonight, right? This guy I think he overcome one of the biggest, you know, adversity at a young age, and he's still young, right? So I want to bring on board Mr. Shane Smith, and let's have a good chat, and he will tell you his why and everything. So good night, Shane.
Good night, bro.
Hey,
Thanks for having me again once more.
yes, man. Good senior. Good senior. Good having you again. It's a pleasure to have you. It's a pleasure to have you. You bring so much joy and smile to my face whenever I see you. And it was really a pleasure meeting you, and not just having the podcast, but actually meeting you as a person, right? And to have you in this episode at the magazine, or wellness magazine, and our magazine, not just a wellness, but it's inspiration to those who need to find a why to continue, a why to start, and never to give up, right? So
Yeah.
for the viewers, this is Mr. Shane Smith. Well, better known as he call himself. Well, everybody call him Bionic Man. So that's our local Bionic Man. And trust me, the Bionic movie man. I mean, still that's make believe, but this guy is really a Bionic Man in the sense of not just what you will hear from him, but basically um, his strength, his mind, his will to go on, to get over adversities and other stuff. So Shane, I know the viewers are waiting. Just now they saw a clip of you working out in the gym, and I mean they'll see more of you as we go along. So just introduce yourself and let the viewers know who are you, and give them feedback on your background and why you're here being featured on Fortress Fitness magazine podcast.
Once again, bro, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. My name, as everyone may know, Bionic Man, they call me. My real name is Shane Smith. I'm a police officer. I am 27 years of age, still working in the police service at present. Um, 4 years ago, I got into a motorcycle accident in the Port of Spain district. I was on mobile patrol, and due to the accident, I lost a limb, my left limb, as you may see. Um, it was a tragedy, but it also was a blessing to me, more or less, because on that day, my son came into the world as well. The accident took place around 5:59. I remember the time distinctly, and in the afternoon, that is, and I think my son he born maybe around 9:30 in the night or so. And from since then to now, it has been a journey. Not one day I really had regrets about the accident, because I always look at it as a blessing. You know, um, Going through that procedure, maybe I look at it as if I didn't lose till the pregnancy might have some issues or something like that. So, I always look at it in a positive light as it is. Um, And moving forward, I really just wanted to align my life more or less with the fitness aspect of it. I came from a cricketing background and played for the national team from the under 15 level to the under 19 level, 3 years senior team trial. And, I got married. When I got married, I kind of fall off the cricket because, it's family life and now we have new responsibilities at that point in time. And I came and gained some weight. I don't know, Victor, did I send you the pictures when I gained weight?
No, no, no. Well, you will send me it, so I'll put it on the magazine.
Yes,
Yeah, before and after. Yeah.
I gained some ridiculous weight. And they talk about married life. And um my then wife, because her and I no longer together, we separated and stuff. And I said to myself that I need to pick back up myself and get back in the fitness role and stuff like that. And I came to the gym and, I just wanted to shift my focus by means of doing something good for myself. And when I came to the gym, I was weighing two, 262, I think it was. And in 4 months' time, I was 181 pounds. I mean to say it was a lot of work, it was a lot of focus.
There's a lot of weight to throw off in that thing.
I wasn't drinking alcohol. I really wasn't liming. My schedule basically was work, spending time with my kids, church, and just coming to the gym. And I just started to enjoy that. And now gym has become part of me. That, if I stay away from the gym more or less, it's just because I am sick or, I'm dealing with priorities. But this is a priority for me more or less. So I'm saying this to say that I want to encourage somebody that no matter what you're facing in life, it might look as if it would never come to an end, but always have a greater end to things. We ask ourselves questions as to why this had to happen to me. Because when I lost my leg, I was at the age, I think was 22 or 23, somewhere around there. And, my life was just starting for me more or less. And as I said, I really didn't look at it as a negative thing. I say that maybe this is the calling that God had for me. And I just look at it maybe as I need to motivate persons. I go about the place motivating persons who know me know that I do a long time period. If they tell me to come to working at three quarters, I go working at three quarters as well. Just because of the light that I like to and the awareness that I like to bring to amputees. This place that we live in, Trinidad and Tobago, that a person see amputees as not a normal person. And I tend to show different because I am positively sure that I could do what the basic person could do that have all the limbs. So yeah,
I
this is
yeah,
just to encourage persons never to
yeah,
give up.
yeah. Well, when I first met you a while back, a couple of weeks ago, and we actually, so people, when I met Shane the first time, I trained with him. We trained together, and what he's saying there is so correct. He trained with me. We trained together just like any other person I would train with. There was no limitation. There was no well, no well because of his leg. He would have no. He's normal. I didn't see any leg, whatever. I saw an individual who had rise over adversity. Most of us cannot because of we could say yeah we probably can, but we haven't faced what he faced. Whilst he sat down there now, right? Because I know when I spoke to him, I know he mentioned the incident how it happened, and I mean God really had a plan for you, Shane, because
Yeah,
people just get cut by the knee there, but we know it have an artery in the back there,
yeah, yeah,
die, and you live to tell the tale and to know and to say to come back now and say, you know what, hey, I going around the country inspiring and motivating people. That's selfless. That's thinking about others, putting others first, because most people, if they happen to come out of adversity, they say, you know what, it's me and me now. They're not going back to help others. We don't see
yeah.
in this world now people going back down. If they overcome something, going back down to help others. So everybody who come on this podcast without even knowing, Every single person have a why they do what they do, and that's why I go around Trinidad and look for people like yourself. In spite, with all that I'm doing, is really to motivate people, inspire people, because motivation comes and go, but the discipline, right? Because your motivation would have fallen in between when it was, real mental and all of that. But you had a big why that was bigger than when the motivation dropped or it dipped. Because we as dreamers, have days how we just feel, that,
Yeah,
right? But your
yeah,
why keeps you. And for somebody who been through so much and, your body looks good in spite of what people might think, but how we achieve that, you would have down days. And I know when we spoke, you would have spoken about you had some when it actually happened at the time before you get where you are. You had some challenging moment mentally,
yeah, yeah.
right? Do you want to
I
like
did.
just elaborate and give us
Yeah,
a little
of
insight?
course. Of course, it had it bad. It had it bad days. It had the days that it have something by the name of phantom pain. I don't know if the persons that know when you lost a limb, you still feel as if the limb is there,
Yeah,
and that was the most difficult thing for me, more or less. Is just getting the mind in a place where it would accept that there's no longer that limb there. That was something that you had to keep singing to yourself because it used to feel like needles and pins, and then sometimes I'm feeling like the toe curling up. But I know to myself, isn't I not toe there?
yeah,
You
yeah,
understand?
yeah.
And I have a colleague of mine. He's an inspector, and he lost a limb around, let me say around 12 years now, and he still take painkillers for phantom pain. But one thing I could say is that painkillers cannot work for phantom pain. And I told him, I say, sir, the reason why you're going through that, I say, because you don't have the belief in yourself that you could overcome this. That belief, I doesn't go through phantom pain, and I lost my limb 4 years now because I had the belief and I had the trust in God that, listen, this phantom pain don't have no authority over my life. So for sure, I am not giving it the authority over my life. And
Yeah.
I place that in my mind and I pray about that phantom pain. And really and truly, at this point, that was the hardest part of my whole coming back onto my 2 feet. Learning to walk, that is, I fell twice. I didn't have this leg, I had a leg prior to this. This leg computerized, it is charged, so a bit different. It is assisted with the walking. The leg before just had a piston. So, just me trying new things, trying to jog a little bit with the next leg and stuff, and it caused me to fall, but still, I didn't give up. I got back up after falling and keep pushing to do
Yeah.
better at the end of it.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know about the phantom, what is called it,
Phantom pain.
phantom pain, because but I can imagine if something was there and our mind and nerves, everything is connected to our body part. So if it's not there, before you really get to the realization, you know what, it's not there anymore. Obviously,
Yeah,
your mind might be the last to really be conditioned that, hey,
yeah,
that's not there. So I can imagine how challenging that might be in your mental, and then to pick that up and accept what you didn't born with, to reach where you are today and to do what you're doing now. I mean, that level of
yeah,
mental fortitude, I will call it, or mental strength, really, really, really is surpassed most, because again, your career was at that age, and I can remember, and I told you that when I met you, at that age, probably not too long joining the force. And for that to happen, I mean, things was looking good. You was a sports person, and
yeah,
God really had a plan for you because you didn't lose your life. And so to recognize that after all of that, to come back to where you are now and speaking to others, apart from this podcast, and going around motivating youngsters, and you're still young, and even not just youngsters, but people who might be older than you, who still having challenges with that phantom pain, as you rightly mentioned.
yeah,
Acceptance is a hell of a thing.
yeah,
Accepting that, hey, his leg is no more again. You have two choices. You had a
yeah,
crossroad where you could have just fall up and just pity yourself,
yeah,
or
true.
get up and do exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I
That
mean,
You
yeah,
said something there, not to cut you across. You said something there. That was a big thing for me. All my battles used to keep coming around when it is I lost my leg and stuff. And I always tell them, I say, listen, please don't pity me. Don't come and tell me sorry for me. what
Yeah,
you're sorry for me for. You know, I just feel as if when you came to me with that energy, you're pulling me down. And I don't need that. I need upliftment. You know, so from the time I see them come with a sulky face, I stop them from by the door. I don't need that. Yeah, I
yeah,
don't need that. And then they will sit down and say, Smith, I don't know how you could do this, you know, but I can't do this. Some of them I would have killed myself and this and that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I said,
yeah.
boy, my strength comes from God. And if I go, I can't let a leg or a hand make me kill myself. I have
Yeah.
to train to live on. And for me, as a father,
Well,
my
it's good.
top priority is my two kids.
Yeah.
And that was my drive at that point in time, mostly.
Mhm.
I know that I had to provide for them. I know that, you know, me giving up on life is me giving up on them. So I really actually didn't intend on doing that. You know, I really wanted to continue living a normal life. Until I have batches, some of my batches say Smith back, but I lose a leg, boy. I say, boy, you don't know what you're saying, yeah? Don't don't say that because the way how I make it look, my present girlfriend right now, sometimes I take off my leg. She does forget I have a leg. One of my foot amputated because she'll be like, go for this, go for that. I say, oh God, I want to rest too. She say, oh, shucks, you know, I forget you are one foot. Because she don't see me in that light with how I just function,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Because one thing I want to say though, I mean, I remember back then when I found it was you. I remember back then, it was all over social media, and you know, I want you to just touch base and elaborate on because based on what I saw then, you would have got a lot of support from the TPS, yeah,
Yes, yes, I did,
right.
yes.
So I feel you should just elaborate, big them up a bit
Yeah.
because I saw it on social media where your comrades rally around you, which was
Yeah,
really
yeah. Correct. I was most thankful for that because you know, I heard persons in the past speak about bad experiences they had after getting injured on the job and stuff like that. I could never say if I say that I had a bad experience, I would be ungrateful. This leg that I have on my foot is a house price. I'm afraid to say before they hold me up is a house price.
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
understand? And it came from the police service. That is. Plus, I have another leg that the police service purchased as well. And you know, I had a driver that was it seemed to me from the police service when you know when I got into accident. Um, everything was just flowing and fluent for me. It was easy. Thank God for how things happen. You know, the police service really, really assisted me when in that time I need. I didn't
yeah.
have any bad experiences, so I cannot speak ill about the police service. That's it.
Yes, and I mean, I'm glad you say that. And I mean, people, you rightly said, people, you'll hear stories, people saying this and that and the other. And I think we touched base when I met you. And I mean, I just want to give shout out to the TTPS who for the support that they gave you, right? Because
Yeah,
I know that, raising funds or all of what they would have done. And I remember seeing some clips back then to support you, knowing that yes, it was on duty, but at the end of the day, you and I know how we think this go, right?
yeah, correct, correct.
Right. Your experience,
I,
yes.
I had a patrol. I had a patrol I was working cycle section at the time. Listen to what I'm telling you, Victor. I had two cyclists,
Hmm.
four cyclists per day, two in the morning and two in the evening on the inspector cadet. And I said, listen, I start to get tired. I said, inspect, uh, you were broke me before I even come back out of work. I can't entertain all that because it was morning and evening.
Yeah, yeah,
My batch and them meeting down by me 6 in the morning. Them down in front my door knocking. Them sit down in the gallery waiting until I get up. The support was overwhelming. I am
and,
telling you.
yeah, and I'm really glad to hear that, honestly, because we hear so much stories, not just about GTPS, but other jobs that people get injured on the job, and the employer throw them to the wolf and take them on. You and I know that,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
I'm glad that people that see TTPS or through a different eyes sometimes based on you know and good that they really and I just want to shout out to them for really sticking with you and not just I mean you're still in the force, which means they didn't really look down at you or look at you a particular way because you're still protecting and serve, and that by itself
yeah.
goes with your personality and what you're made of, right? And that by itself is really excellent. And also I want to give a shout out before we get further. I mean, I know you train Golf View, right? Health and fitness,
Health and
right?
fitness. Yeah.
And if I just want to get shout out to Sanjiva. Well, I know she will say I call her name bad again, but I know her, I call her Gina. Gina, I just want to say thanks for the intro. I want to thank Nicholas, right?
Yeah.
Nicholas, the CEO of these gyms and them for really giving Fortress Fitness the platform and the support 100. So all shout out to the health and fitness gyms in South, whether it's all of them because I know it's one owner for supporting me for introducing me to you to have that kind of story, to have that kind of motivation to really grow my platform and for you to continue to inspire more people through this platform, right? So we're going to have more places that we are going to motivate people, and like on the symposium, and there's other stuff that Fortress do, right? And we are going to be on platforms helping people mentally, physically, and spiritually get over adversity and challenges that they feel that they cannot get over. So you by
Yeah.
itself, I mean, that just by looking at your physical body, right? Not just the leg that you have there, the physical body where you are now. Because I'm in fitness a very long time, and I gym all over, pop up here, pop up there, and for people, they're very challenged to even get to the gym, to even to look like you. There's people with two good legs. I shouldn't say two good legs, with two human legs, I should say. There are people with two legs, and they cannot achieve your structure. And this is not me saying that seeing you now, because we train together, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, once we're talking, Abini, you could run the slide of Shane, just some clips that you have. Anytime you feel, Abini, you can run it so the viewers can see Shane don't play. Shane, right. So look, that Shane there, it still picks people, but I mean, and he was having a ball, and
Yeah.
and when I see him tonight, he might finish training by now, but by then, but um, I might still do all the thing with him, all right? So that's Shane there doing some press, all right, and it have others. That's Shane there doing some, press again on a machine. This is Shane doing some shoulders, yeah, and this is Shane in his uniform. People still at it, protect and serve. Yes. So as soon as Shane come back on the screen again, we want to tell him, Shane, we now show some pictures with you getting it on, and people, you can go on my page, you'll see the video of Shane working out and doing this thing. I think I put it up already, and we got a lot of views because I think that's probably one of my reels with probably most views with the clips that I put up. And this podcast will obviously be on YouTube, and it'll also be on Facebook and all the social media handles. But people realizing that the Bionic Man is real, and just how we have a local Silver Fox man on the platform on Fortress Fitness Magazine, my boy Jamesy. You are the Bionic Man for Fortress Fitness Magazine and movement, because I know there's not another, and it's not mean that because you're amputated and you have a bionic leg. It's not that you're here for. You're here for your ability to overcome serious adversity at a young age. Because I mean, I have known people who didn't go through a half of that, they didn't lost anything, and just a little life challenge, and they just fall up. You understand? And
Yeah.
a big
True.
step that you made there. And it's not to say that you born with one leg. You born
Yeah.
with both legs, and it was. I mean, I make it even worse than that, Shane. You actually was a sportsman. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
He was a sportsman doing well, and at the end of the day, God had a different plan for you, which is inspiring people, motivating people, and here we are today. So you might have motivated someone to not give up, who might have been through the same thing, whether it's local, regional, international, based on what I'm doing here, but reach out there, right? And when I go places and talking, I mean, last time I met you, I talked to some guys in gym who come and ask, hey, what motivation and this and that. See, I met somebody who motivate me, and I don't need motivation, but just your story and what you've been through and where you are now and doing what you're doing. People like you motivate me because of, I don't even know, even me who motivated and disciplined my gym is concerned. I mean, my mental, I don't know, Sean, this to get over that. I say I might not enough, but I know is that mentally is a heavy challenge, right? It's
Yes.
the physical
Yes.
part, the mental part, and I mean, and I see you on your platform, I see you're having a ball of a time driving, your sunroof out, you're doing your thing. And it's like, hey, look, boy, man. All right, and I'm really proud of you to know that you get over that kind of that hurdle. And what I want to ask is that how has this been like like when you go out there in public? I know you don't wear you like to show your leg. Do you draw a lot of attention?
all the time. All the time, listen, not person, but the majority of children actually gonna know me from what I see.
Serious?
So, but yes.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
from the time I come up, my vehicle is attention.
yeah, yeah.
And I get so accustomed to it now that I really doesn't pay it any mind. If persons come and ask questions, I answer them. If not,
That's right.
I just push about my business and handle my story. Um, in the earlier part of losing my leg and starting to walk again with a prosthetic, seeing persons watching, like staring you down in this
Yeah,
type of way, used to make me feel a bit uncomfortable. And then I say, what am I feeling uncomfortable for? I lost a limb. That's life. Push
that's right.
on and go ahead. And then
Yeah,
persons now that's be so amazed at how I function. I will walk in the club and all the limelight is on me because everybody wanted to see. But they know about me already, so they're just looking at us and in amazement. And then there's a person who will meet me and say, you know, oh, look, Bionic Man, it's the first time I seen you in real and stuff like that. So it's
yeah,
something that I got accustomed to. But
yeah, yeah. Well, they got more you to see, and then it's in Trinidad here. We look at those things as being handicap because
yeah,
it's so primitive. We look at the thing as being handicapped. And as I told you when I met you, when once you're on social media and watch what going on out there, those kind of legs, the only place I've seen it before. I've never seen that leg in Trinidad. I've seen it away in programs where military veteran come back, get injured in line of
yeah,
duty, and they
yeah,
give them that kind. Not everybody, but those who probably get the support that they need, because we know
yeah.
that leg is a very pricey titanium, and there's no rusted in that leg, right?
No, 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 at all, no,
Yeah, well, no
at
rusted. That's
all.
good. So yeah, don't
This
worry
not
about.
a service, not a hospital, service.
Yeah, that's service.
Yeah, yeah, it's have a service every 4 years. And it's a change the service, 20K.
Ooh, yeah, because when I said service, I thought you were going to say that service 4 months or something like that. But 4 years, well, yeah, I mean, you could save a 500, a 500, you know what I mean? You know the
No,
five.
well, it so happened that seeing that I got injured on work, the service will still take care of me. So if I have the service, I just do up the necessary documents and submit it, and they would pay for the service as well. So
Yeah,
big up the service again.
well, bro, listen, I one does not bad talk service. In spite of what happened in the country, I do bad talk service because I have the service. I have friends who is in the service. You understand?
Correct, yeah.
Who I not just because they're a friend, but I personally, and I would say this out there, I've been to a lot of roadblocks thing or whatever, and respectfully, I have never been a victim of any kind of bullying from any officer. Because for me personally, when I see them, I take out my document morning, evening, respectfully, and I obey.
Respectfully.
I follow the instruction what is given to civilian when you're going through those kind of process. I mean,
Yeah,
I know me and none to hide, so I don't have to worry about. You understand?
yeah,
I know who I am.
correct.
So and I was asked this already from fellow friends of mine who in the force, and one is already at a high ranking official, and in the force, and I said, no, I'll be honest. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. It's my boy. If I tell you I bounced up a rogue one, I will tell you. I'm not to judge anybody, but for me personally, I've never been on that receiving end of that kind of what is here or there. But again, life is a thing like this. Each there's not a organization, I think, in the world that people have different opinion. It have good and different and all of that, right? But I
Yeah,
also believe is that we have a choice how we react in all situations, right? It doesn't matter how somebody come to us. We always have a choice how we react. Meaning
yeah,
that,
correct.
meaning that you know, my reaction is a reflection of me, not you. You understand? So for me personally, as like I mean, respect go all the way me up front. So that's why I say for me, I cannot and I would not have never, me personally, by talking CPS, and I will continue to do so because I personally I can't talk for nobody else, only can talk for me, my brother. You understand?
Yeah.
That's it with that. And I really, again, hats off to the TPS for really giving that support. And I mean, that's your career. Yeah, I mean, that's your job. You're young. You have a lot of years ahead of you. And I'm pretty sure you will be moving up your ranks because, I mean, there's a couple of people I know in uniform, not just TPS, that not as fit as you. I can guarantee you that. you know,
Yeah.
so, and they have two human legs, right? And I say the way that it is, right? So your mindset to get to the gym there to do what you're doing is has nothing to do with limbs. It has everything to do with mental. You understand?
Yeah.
It
Mine.
has nothing to do with limbs, right? So that by itself. So I want to go back a little bit. Do you have siblings like brothers, sisters, or things like that, moms
Yes,
and
I
things?
do.
So how?
I'm the first child of six.
Oh yeah. So you
First child of
leading the path then.
always been a leader.
And look at
Always.
that because your younger ones will be looking at you to see how you deal with that. You understand?
Yeah.
And
They
make sure
do.
that, yeah, that's
They
amazing,
do.
bro. Right? Because younger ones have to really, I mean, you actually out there leading and blazing the trail for them to follow, right? And the way that you would handle that adversity will show them, hey, in spite of they may not go through that, but you went through that and show them, hey, I am big brother and
Yeah.
I look big brother. You would have a dog days as any human being, and look your
Yes,
right
true.
occasion and say, hey, never give up on adversity because they might face, whatever a rejection, it might be they didn't get a job, and they might just done, which most people usually go into the sorrows based on those little things compared to
Yeah.
what you go through. You understand? So I
Bro,
mean,
listen.
yeah. So how
I'm
was it?
telling you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead.
How was it like? I know mothers kind of. She was probably was real scared for you.
Actually, I didn't even see my mom broke down when this
You
took place.
serious?
No, no, I don't know if she cried after
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because she's very sensitive, but she didn't show me that sign of weakness when she came and looked for me in the hospital. She prayed at me and stuff, and she said, "Son, you'll be alright." And I say, "Yeah, mommy, I know I'll be alright." That was it. Because I was conscious about everything that was taking place. At no point in time I lose consciousness. I was more just trying to, control my bleeding by means of the heart
Yes,
rate and stuff
yes,
like that.
yes, yes,
So
yes.
I just wanted to relax more. So when she came, she made mention to me that son, you'll be okay, and she didn't cry or anything. And I say, all right, mommy, I know that. That was it, more or less.
Yeah, yeah. And your mom's well, based on what you're saying there, she's a praying woman.
Yes, yes.
All right, and then when she's a praying woman, my brother, God never fails, eh? God
After
never,
all, I
right?
love her dearly,
Yes,
dearly, dearly.
yes. Moms are just telling you, you have a Sunday that is a hero to us. You understand? And look where he is now. He's spreading your prayers is what kept him, right? Your prayers is what kept him. So you have a right to shout out and tell the mom how much you love her based on that by itself there, and she grew up she's strong, obviously, right?
Okay.
Because most moms would have come there with a ball and only place and believing that he would make it. But in mere fact, she would have said, hey, son, you'll be okay. It means that she spoke to the big man upstairs and the big man said, don't worry yourself. You'll be
Yeah,
fine. And then you yourself, I mean, talking to you the first time is like, once you have faith, I mean, what is it be? Once you have that faith, the Lord say, well, I mean, it kept you to reach so far. So you say, you know what? I plan for this man. You'll be a beacon of light on my world today or in this earth, right? Because when you go back, not being all biblical here, some of these the people who we read in the Bible and all of that, people who would have rise to the occasion and get over adversity to for us now to go back and read
yeah,
up all of these prophets would have get over very challenging time to make them prophet in the Bible today. You know that, right?
yeah, yeah.
So that testimony that you have is not to be taken lightly. Where you are now is not to be taken lightly and feel, well, I'm lucky. There's no luck in this, sir. There's
No,
no
at all.
right. That's
At
divine intervention,
all.
right? And because the liner job, the job that you in, is no luck in that. Anytime you in a situation, you escape where most people don't. you know is, the good God have something better for you and more for you to
Yeah,
do on this earth. And
yeah,
that's the way, bro, I live my life. And when I meet people like you and positive people and people who actually believe in God, right? Because it seems like today saying that word seems to be in the Western world, that seems to be a bad thing now with all this craziness going on out there. But I just wanted people to know, you know what? And I said on my podcast the other day, hey, God run my life and He's the center of my whole life. You understand? And I'm not ashamed to say it. That's
yeah,
the person who lead my this fortress is built on Jesus, and everything that happened is was meant to happen the way that He meant for it to happen for me. Meeting you
yeah,
and everybody else that I meet as I go along, it was meant to happen the way. And it's people who believe in God, it's people who have a story that God bring them through.
yeah,
Whether somebody, if that people come on this podcast had cancer and they would have, it's a lot that pass through here. And
yeah.
all give thanks and praise to God. And
All
I
the
can't,
time.
I mean, I had my challenges, so I can't say, well, I'm lucky and, I see man and all that kind of thing. Nah, right? So I'm always taken back when I meet people like yourself and others who give thanks and their life, being alive based on whatever they go through and give
Yeah,
thanks to God because in this world, most people don't, right? They feel they're special on their own. They feel they make it out on their own. When you shoot any fact,
correct.
there's a big picture and there's a plan for their life, and they choose not to see it. You understand?
Yeah, yeah, real.
So when you say it, it's because I know, hey, you mean it, my brother, right? And what I will say is that, you know, as life goes on, you have long life ahead of you. I mean, you love your children, be someone you say, and you should as a good father, and you itself being an example to them because they may not know, because they're young, I'm pretty sure, and all they
They
could see,
realize now, but they
they realize,
realize now.
all
Yeah,
right,
my daughter, because my daughter is 6, my son is 5, 4, gonna be
okay,
5. So they realize now.
but they know that daddy's a hero.
I know that
They
part.
know that, but they wouldn't have known the whole the whole step to where you are. Probably when they get bigger, they will understand it more. They might know that daddy have a bionic leg, but I'm saying that, when they get probably all 10 and up, they might say, wait now, daddy, this is you because you have a story from social media and the newspaper. All these people have clips of your incident and media briefing. I saw it myself. You understand?
Yeah,
So what I'm
yeah.
saying is that they will know that wait now that you get over that boy, you how it was. I'm pretty sure, especially your daughter when asking that
Yeah,
donkey. Yeah,
she, she's different. She just asks all the questions. She's
yeah,
different.
because I know girls tend to be more, detailed.
One thing, bro,
Yeah,
not to cut you across. I really thought that we was doing it in-house. So I came in early, but I was using my phone to listen to music while I was training. So my battery low.
right.
That's the only
I'm
thing.
a percentage job.
6.
Right. So that's okay because we almost, we have a few minutes left again. So what we'll do, we'll chalk it off because they will edit it, right? They will edit it and
Okay.
it's fine because we get 45 already and it's fine. We usually go for hour. So I think when we join to about 3%, let me know,
All right.
right?
Yeah, cool.
We could probably wrap it up but they will edit it to suit. And I mean, anything you want to say? I know we still have a few minutes, but do you think there's anything you want to say to the viewers out there for people who going through not what you've been through, but just generally, feeling that they can't, you know, get over this hurdle, they can't deal with whatever they're dealing with, no matter what it is. What can you say out there, coming out from what you've been through and actually being a member of the CTPS who I know, always try to inspire people not to go down a particular road. And as a young man, right, who knows what's going on in the country, what advice you will give to the youths, the men, the boys who seem to not went through what you're going through. I could tell you that, or what you went through, but seem that the hurdle is too big for them to jump over and to choose to go into a life of crime, and I'm saying it,
Yeah.
right? What would you say to them? Just based on motivation, don't give up, that kind of thing. It has nothing to do with the incident, but just that mindset of what you have been through in order to tell them all the hey youths, when it seems the worst, that's when you have to cry. Things like that. What would you say to them? It could be short, but what would you say to them? Give a message out there to the young boys and them.
What Okay, what I would really like to say is that the hurdle really actually never comes to an end. Because yes, they might beat this challenge, but another challenge, they're gonna face another challenge in life. And life is full of challenges. And not because you facing a challenge mean to say that, all right, listen, I need to resort into a life of crime, or not because today I have to eat bread and water. I mean to say, well, I have to go and look for jam, but I have to rob somebody to get jam because you don't know what that person doing to try to put jam on the table as it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Yes, it does look nice and pretty out there. And you see, the problem that it's really having now is that the youth's not contented with what they have.
yeah,
You know, they always want, but they're not willing to work for what they want. I mean to say, I just use myself as an example. I have one leg and I just get up and go and get it on a daily. So
yeah,
you having all your body parts, I mean to say, why you can't get up and go and look for it the same way? But
yes, yeah,
you see that we have a mindset, and I'm saying this to say that we have a mindset where we live in our bubble and we don't try to see beyond that bubble. And it is detrimental to us and is also detrimental and painful to our families. We could get it and we could get it legally, you know. So
yeah,
I am encouraging, trying to encourage persons, no matter what you're facing in life, might be financial, might be physical, might be mentally. You see, prayers is the most important thing, and we emphasize on prayers a lot in this little forum that we had here tonight. And I know that some of us, my phone on 2%, it might cut off with me saying this,
yes,
but I
yes,
know
yes.
that I know that some of us really and truly don't even know how to pray. A prayer is just like this conversation that we have in here. Instead of going on the block and sitting down and talking to your partner and you putting a gun in your hand, you could sit down and tell God that you're feeling to go on the block and pour a
Yes,
gun
yes,
and get a
yes,
gun.
yes, yes.
And He's gonna find a way for you. You understand?
Yes,
So I
yes.
just encouraging you, choose the right path, no matter how it looks, no matter how difficult it may seem, but choose the right path.
Yeah. So, what I'm gonna do, Shane? I know your battery's on. Your battery's on 100%.
Two. I'm really sorry. I thought you was doing it in house. Really sorry.
All right. So 2%. Right. So I'll talk quick. So what I want to say, Shane, is that first of all, a very well message to the young people, young boys out there. Listen. Want to listen to Shane? I mean, he in his system. He see what's happening out there. He see what going on with the youths. They lost in their life. Right. He almost lost his life, and he rise up against that adversity. Right. And he is doing it, and he's correct. Put down the gun, go and get a job and have work out there. All right. It
Wow,
might be the work that you want, but it's a start. All right.
that, yeah.
Come out of the life of crime. So Shane, thank you so much, my brother. I don't want your battery die and we end talking and it just cut on us. So I want to say thanks for coming, thanks for making the time. You'll see me in about 45 minutes. All right. And I just want to say
No
thanks.
problem.
Thanks for your message. I know it would have touched someone. Thanks for making the time, taking the time. And thanks for your service, and the service continue to go on. And thanks to TTPS. Thanks to Gulfview Health and Fitness. Thanks to Jada, Sanjiva, Wiz Jada. Thanks to um, Nicholas. Thanks to Wazim, Marissa for the support they have been given, Fortress, and myself. Right, thanks to and not just me, it's me and my team. There's Candice Bettel, there's a Beanie Prokop, there's a team with me, not behind me, with me, right? There's a Beanie and Candice, and I just want to say, thanks again, Shane, for making this happen, for flying the flag of Trinidad and Tobago, flying the flag of service for our country, flying the flag of motivation and inspiration to the youth, giving that wonderful message there. And we will see soon. Have a blessed night, and may God continue to bless you richly, you and your family. Continue to shine that light that you have there that cannot be out. And take care, and we will see you again soon. Yes?
Thanks for having me, bro. It's a privilege all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Take care soon. Bye.
yeah, yeah, bro.
Special thanks to our partners Virtuscope VA Services and Abini Pro Fitness. And don't forget to get issue 2 of the Fortress Fitness Lifestyle magazine available now.